Hi everyone, this channel is called Wendy's Parade Perfume and I'm Wendy. On this channel, I talk about the perfume that's on my shelf and the perfumes that I've been wearing and what I've been thinking about and what I've been up to perfume-wise. I've realized in my, actually now a couple years of doing this channel, I have never done just a straight up vanilla perfume list. So these are some vanillas that I'm really looking forward to wear in this fall of 2025. It's going to be late September. To me, as someone that lives more up north, it's not like fall yet. I need like some hard frost on my car. You know, I need some actual cold weather. Yes, is it less brutally hot than it was this summer? Sure. Is it getting cool out at night? Yes, but it's not quite fall for me. That being said, when it is horribly hot outside, I do not wear vanilla. And this summer was so long that I really started missing my vanillas because who doesn't like vanilla? And then it's such a versatile note. It's a base note. There's just so much you can do with it. I don't actually consider it to be necessarily like just a gourmand note. I mean, it just has a lot of facets. So anyway, these are the vanilla perfumes that I like to wear and that I'm really going to be looking forward to wear this fall. So here's my first exclusively vanilla perfume list. Now, these perfumes are not necessarily like soliflores, but they just have a very strong vanilla component. Sorry, the sun's going down, so there's a little bit of glare, but that's okay. The first vanilla perfume that I'm really looking forward to wearing this fall is from the Prada Candy line, and this is Prada Candy Low. Both of the Prada candies that I really like, of course, are discontinued. Candy Low and then Prada Candy Night. I really like that one too, and I have to decide if I want to buy a bottle, but that's another subject. Anyway, Prada Candy Low is super easy to wear and it's really fun, and it would just be like a no-brainer to throw this on. It has really sweet citruses on the top and easy pink florals in the middle, and it's just a lot of vanilla. I mean, this is primarily a vanilla perfume, slightly more on the gourmand side, but I've just really liked wearing this over the years, and the bottle's pretty too. So here's to you, Prada Candy Low, for a really great vanilla that I'm going to be looking forward to wearing. On the opposite end of that sweet, fruity, easy to wear vanilla is from Tom Ford. This is Noir pour Femme. This is when Tom Ford was just a little bit more accessible and a little bit more interesting, I think. I don't think they make this perfume anymore. This perfume is a musky, darkly spiced vanilla. There's a really interesting, like, desserty banana note, like a dessert, like a banana that's like a banana flambe type of thing, like boozy, sweet, but also spicy. And the musks are dark, and the vanilla is like a dark vanilla pod vanilla. This is truly gorgeous. It needs to be a little bit colder for me to wear this out, to enjoy wearing this when it goes into the 80s and my air conditioning is still kicking on in the afternoon. It's a little bit too warm, but this is just like, dare I say, sexy, dark, musky, alluring vanilla. And anyone could wear this, men, women. It's dark enough that anyone who likes this type of perfume can wear it. But really looking forward to wearing this. Let me know if you've ever tried this. I really like this one. Anyway, that is Tom Ford Noir pour Femme. Let me get in there. Another perfume that's a little bit more on the spicy variety is from Estee Lauder. This is Infinite Sky. I am telling you guys, this line, I feel like Estee Lauder is just giving up on it because these perfumes on the gray market are just cheap. They're just getting dirt cheap, and they're really well made, and I just wish that they had put a little bit more backing into them because I feel like they could do well, but I'm not a marketer and I don't, that's not my profession, so what do I know? But anyway, Estee Lauder Infinite Sky right now is very affordable, first of all. Second of all, this is such a good leathery, spicy perfume. I think the notes are just like leather and vanilla and like some sort of wood, but I also feel like there's some sort of like resin in here, like some sort of like labdanum and like maybe a little bit of incense even. But this just, Infinite Sky does not describe the way this smells. This is a dark, leathery, peppery vanilla with incense and labdanum on the bottom. And it's rich and it lasts all day. I was wearing it the other day and it lasted like 8 hours on me. And there's just a lot going on and it's interesting. And right now it's dirt cheap. If you like the darker vanilla variety, and are not afraid of like pepper and leather notes, and you like maybe like a vanilla leather, I would really look at Infinite Sky. They're giving this away for pennies on the dollar. And this is also a perfume that anyone could wear. It's not particularly feminine. So women that only like feminine perfumes are not probably going to like this. Anyway, Infinite Sky, 2 thumbs up. The next 2 perfumes are actually marketed toward men. This is from Aramis. I mean, Aramis is like when men were men, right? Like that's just like, you know, Sean Connery and James Bond to me. But anyway, this is Tobacco Reserve. And at the time that this was on the market, this was selling for like $25. And I waited a little bit to buy it. And even when I bought it, I was like, oh, I had to pay like $40 for that. Now it's like obscenely priced. Do not buy this. It's way too expensive. But this is a very interesting vanilla tobacco perfume that also has some herbs in it. There's like a clary sage note. There's a little bit of iris and a little bit of oak moss. But the overriding note that this settles down to is coumarin, which can kind of smell a little bit powdery and almost like a little bit like vanilla spice. But the vanilla spice, vanilla, goes so well with the slightly leathery tobacco. And there's a little bit of like rooty iris. And oh gosh, this is just a really interesting perfume. It smells different, and to me it's easy to wear. And yeah, I'm gonna be dragging this out. Aramis Tobacco Reserve. Did anybody get in on this when it was out a couple years ago, before the prices went up, when this, you know, selling it like it's tap water? The other vanilla-centric perfume I really like that is marketed to men, ooh, it's a little dusty, sorry, is Gentleman Eau de Parfum from Givenchy. There's a lot of flankers in this line, but aside from the original Gentleman, which was from the 80s, I think this is like the main one. Anyway, this is a very interesting iris perfume that settles down into a dark vanilla, but on the top there's like this long peppered iris note, and it just settles down into this gorgeous bed of iris and vanilla. And that's pretty much what this fragrance is. It does have a hint of darkness to it, but I don't particularly find this to be too masculine. So if you like that sort of thing, you like vanilla perfumes, and you like them with some iris, I would check this out. This is very comforting and very cozy for me to wear. And that is Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum. Okay, I actually have a few niche vanillas. I think most of my niche vanillas actually you are all going to recognize, but that's okay. The first one everyone's going to recognize is Un Bois Vanille from Serge Lutens. I do really like this vanilla. It has to be cold out though. Ironically, it's a very foodie vanilla. It has a lot of licorice and coconut in it. And it's just this really dense, especially as the years have gone by and it's gotten even more dense in the bottle. It's like a really dense, woody vanilla that is just saturated. It's not airy coconut. This is like coconut, excuse me, and licorice over like this really strong, it's just so strong. Oh gosh, this does smell so good. It's only gotten better over the years too. But anyway, this is a super gourmand, but yet woody on the dry down vanilla. That's really nice to wear too, but I don't wear it all the time. And I've obviously had this bottle for a few years, but when I do take it out, I enjoy wearing it. So I'm going to wear Un Bois Vanille this fall. A very easy to wear perfume that is a little simpler than you would think is from Essential Parfums. This is Divine Vanille. The notes are like crazy. They make it sound like this is a really complicated, spicy fragrance. And there is a little bit of spice in here, and there is a little bit of, you know, variety beyond the vanilla, but I don't like the note list of like, you know, clary sage and patchouli and, you know, spices and herbs and like all this stuff. This is just, to me, a mildly spicy, solid vanilla perfume that lasts maybe like 5 or 6 hours to wear. This is just one of those vanillas that's pleasant and has a little bit more going on, you know, a little bit of woods on the dry down, a little bit of spices on the top, a little bit of vanilla, but it's just not too much either. Like this, honestly, you could just like knock me over with a ton of bricks with that Serge Lutens, but this perfume is just a little bit light, and I've been wearing it especially recently because I want to wear a vanilla perfume, but it gets hot in the afternoon still, and this does well in the heat. So And this is affordable, relatively speaking, for a niche perfume. So that is Essential Parfums Divine Vanille. On the same note, everybody's seen this one. This is Eau de Duelle from Diptyque. I have the Eau de Toilette. I may have the Eau de Parfum somewhere too, but I have the Eau de Toilette. I love that they do this, by the way. I don't know. I'm a sucker for packaging, and I think that's really pretty. But this is another spicy vanilla. There's a little bit of pepper. There's a little bit of woods. But ultimately, this still just dries down to a syrupy vanilla. While I like this perfume a lot, I did not pay full price for it. And the hype that this perfume has gotten over the years, I don't think matches what it is. Like, if I was like blindfolded, I'd be like, oh, that's a really nice vanilla, a really nice woody spicy vanilla. It's not worth $300 though. That being said, I do like wearing Eau de Duelle in the fall for my vanilla perfume. Gotta be honest, y'all. Okay, this is a very interesting perfume. This is called Vanille Riviera, and this is from Maison Reitbachi. I think that's how you say it, Reitbachi. Anyway, this is a green vanilla. And when I say that this is green, I don't mean that this is like, Angelique Noir from Guerlain, where there's a little bit of airy angelica, stuff like that. This is almost like 70s green level, like galbanum, like really, really strong, like green. And that's what it opens up with. It opens up with this equally competing hit of vanilla with a hit of just what galbanum is, just like this green with a slightly powdery, slightly grassy tinge to it. But galbanum is like one of the greenest perfume notes that exist, in my opinion, besides being like an actual pine tree. As this dries down, the galbanum fades off, and then this turns into a green tinged vanilla amber. It's really nice, and I have to say it's really interesting. It's really interesting to wear. The vanilla is not that sweet, because this is not a sweet perfume. But yeah, a really fascinating green vanilla. Has anybody tried this? That is Vanille Riviera. And I pulled this out a few weeks ago because this is one of my safe to wear in the heat perfumes. I finished my little decant of Vanille Exquise from Annick Goutal. Ooh, so this is a really light vanilla. This is a really light vanilla that reminds me of, I don't think it's a gourmand vanilla, but it reminds me of like if you smell like a vanilla cake baking in the air. It's just more that it's like a light, airy aromatic versus being like, oh, it's so dense and sweet and bakery, if that makes sense. Along with a bunch of almonds and a little bit of guaiac wood, so it does have a woody base. And this perfume I do detect sometimes when I wear it, like that Play-Doh note that almondy perfumes can have, but it doesn't bother me and it doesn't last that long. But this is a very elegant, light-toned, woody vanilla that's really just pretty and easy to wear from Annick Goutal. Per their aesthetic, they don't tend to make very strong perfumes, and that's okay. And yeah, this is like the first vanilla I was able to wear this year because of just how light it is. Okay, I'm going to end on Guerlain. This is an old flanker I've been talking about recently because I've been talking about Samsara. This is Samsara Shine, which came out like in 2003 or 2005 or something. And this is actually new to my collection. I knew it existed for a long time, but I never pulled the trigger until recently. This is Gourmand Samsara. This is like Samsara with a bunch of figs, green figs, and like pomegranate and berry notes, and jasmine. Jasmine is the main floral. But what is overriding to me is the vanilla. This is not a sandalwood dominant Samsara. This is a vanilla dominant Samsara. And I put another spray on today because I'm still deciding. I do like it, but it's like, it's almost a little cloying for me. I'm going to wait until it's like truly, truly cold out before I decide, how much I love it. But I've been only testing it in warmer weather and I'm like, yeah, I like it and it smells good, but it is so much. It is so dense. It's like this brick wall and it's so sweet and it's so gourmand almost and like fruity, like the berries and the figs and the vanilla is just like this vanilla bomb. But anyway, it's not a bad thing. It's just a little bit different. But I do feel like this Shalimar, they should have just called this like Samsara Vanille or something, would be a little bit more appropriate to wear in the fall because it's a little much for summer. But anyway, vanilla based Shalimar. So I'm going to talk about a perfume that people kind of go nuts for from Guerlain. It's called Iris Ganache. I do not have a bottle of that. I never got a bottle, but I did get a little decant of it a couple years ago because I was just curious to see what the fuss was over. This is primarily an iris with white chocolate. What I smell is a little bit of citrus on top, a little bit of iris, a slug of like that vanilla white chocolate that dries down into an ambery base. And I just brought this up because people, and here's the thing, so, like, we love what we love, and I'm not saying anyone is wrong for, like, you know, being upset that this is not around anymore. I mean, honestly, if Guerlain brought this back and even just put it in like their Legendaires bottles, this would sell like crazy. I don't know why. I mean, people love this perfume and they miss it dearly, and it is a gourmand, and that's very, you know, popular right now. So, you know, I just don't know why. I don't know. Maybe they'll make it what they'll probably do is make it a limited edition and charge like $900 for it. That's probably what LVMH is going to do. But anyway, Iris Ganache is a really pretty, really easy to wear, very gourmand iris perfume. But as it wears down, though, what you are left with is that white chocolate. It's like it's ambery white chocolate. That's what it dries down to on me. And it doesn't have as much iris as I was like, and it's not as like, I just was expecting some sort of ethereal, like just gorgeous scent. And, you know, it's sweet and it's fun and it's vanilla and I like it, but I don't know. I'm probably just going to use it up and I won't cry when it's gone. And that's my opinion of Irish Ganache. Did I say Irish Ganache? I am so sorry. That would be a good, like coffee drink though. Anyway, that is my opinion of Iris Ganache. Now, have any of you tried it? Have any of you had it? Do any of you just are waiting, counting down the days before Guerlain brings that back? Let me know. And the last perfume we're going to end, well, the last two perfumes we're going to end on are, I drug out my Millesime Iris. We're going to go out in a minute, buddy. We're okay. I drug out my Millesime Iris, and I did a review on this before. This is like a cotton candy iris vanilla creme brulee version of Shalimar. All things that don't really scream Shalimar to me, but this has settled in the bottle over the last year or two, and I'm liking it more. And I don't know if my nose has changed or my body chemistry has changed, but I'm finding this to be slightly less sweet than when I first got it, for whatever reason. The iris is still really pretty, and it dries down into a really nice vanilla. But yeah, I was just glad to take this out again. I wore this the other day and I was like, you know, I think I like it more than I did before. Not that I never disliked it, but I guess I was just expecting, you know, and again, like the Iris Ganache, I was like, this is going to be the biggest iris event of my life. And then it was like this, you know, cotton candy Baccarat Rouge 540 iris, which is fine. So the last one is the new Shalimar L'Essence, which it doesn't matter what it is, I'm going to buy it. I have heard both that this is a permanent part of the Guerlain lineup, at least for the foreseeable future, versus being a limited edition. And everybody seems to carry it. Like Macy's has it, Nordstrom's has it, Guerlain website still has it, unlike when they were first doing these Millesimes and only Guerlain was selling it and it was selling out. Anyway, I don't know if anybody has any info on that. Oh, this just really smells good. So this is for the 100th anniversary of Shalimar. Shalimar is now 100 years old. I'm a huge fan of OG Shalimar. I wear that all the time. I wear Shalimar body lotion. I wear vintage like Eau de Toilette. I have newer Shalimar, just regular Shalimar. I really, really like that perfume. And this has a very big nod to old Shalimar. I do find it to be a teeny tiny bit leathery, just a little bit. A little teeny tiny bit incensey, just a little bit, but it's lacking like a lot of the things that people have problems with. Like I have old bottles of Shalimar that literally they have like a motor oil note, where for me, I'm like, yeah, let's get the Shalimar started. Here comes the motor oil. But I understand that not everybody is going to be into that. So all of the difficult notes of Shalimar have been taken away without going too sweet. Like, this is still less sweet than the Millesime Iris is. And there's a little bit of iris in here, not too much. Supposedly there's rose in here too, but I don't actually smell the rose. Does anybody else smell the rose? Because I don't. But anyway, the vanilla, you know, it just is what it is. It's not a complicated Shalimar, and I'm not going to lament that because I have complicated Shalimar, but I can wear. This is really, really gorgeous. It's just a easy to wear, beautiful vanilla, and it doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. And I did get the big bottle because of course I did. I'm kind of hedging my bets though. If it goes into the gray market, I'll get it back up. If it does not go into the gray market, then I probably won't because I have enough. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do a standalone review of Shalimar Essence this year because that's just pretty much what I think about it. There's just these little hints of old Shalimar that are really enjoyable. And but the vanilla itself, it's a little bit buttery. It's substantial. It's just a nice vanilla to wear in. I've been liking wearing this. I also like to wear this with my Shalimar body lotion, which has a little bit, some of those like resins and stuff that this is missing, like the opopanax and the myrrh and stuff like that. So those two go really well together, and I've really liked that. Anyway, if you stuck with me for 20 minutes on my first vanilla video, tell me the vanillas you've been wearing, because everybody likes vanilla. Or if you're someone that you hate vanilla, let me know. Let me know what you think of this. What's your scent of the day? Please say hi. I do try to get back to everyone as best as I can. And I appreciate all of you very much for being here. And I have 2 videos that I am collecting and organizing for. So hopefully I won't have so much of a break. Unfortunately, I've been unpleasantly busy. I have not been busy with anything that much fun. I just have been busy and everything is piling up. So have a wonderful afternoon and I will see you guys later. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.